And let's see here. Backup's going. Video's going. Main track is going. Okay, here we go, everybody. Thanks for being here and enjoy the following show in 3, 2, 1.
Most of the greatest contributions and biggest messes in history have been made by two kinds of brains, the devious and the literal.
Go hi, this is Brian. Something obviously is going weird.
The morning stream. The morning stream.
The Morning Stream. You're soaking in it.
The morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. It is Thursday, January 28th, 2021. I'm Scott Johnson. He's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's nice having a new theme, isn't it?
It's like a mix of the old and the new right there.
It has some cool, 8-bit sounding
Morning stream.
stuff in there. The morning stream.
The morning stream. But the city don't know what the city is yet. The show with everything but your Brenner.
That's basically it.
Thank God.
Yep. I don't remember the lyrics to that song, but I immediately
Bangkok,
recognize
Oriental City, but the city don't know what the city is yet. The creme de la creme of the chess world and a show with everything but your Brenner.
Your Brenner. Midnight in Bangkok when the girls go fumble. Right? Is that it?
Every word you just said is wrong.
Okay. Midnight in Bangkok when the girls go fumble.
One night in Bangkok is the name of the song.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Not midnight.
I should know this. Anyway, hey, welcome back, everyone. We got stuff to do and things to talk about. I did want to make a brief. Well, it's what I'm going to tell you.
Yes,
is partly why I love it, but also it was ridiculous, and I wish it would have streamed this. Okay. I've been playing this game since last year when it came out in early access, called Hard Space: Shipbreaker. We just call it Shipbreaker for short. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. And
Shipbreaker is this cool game where, Brian, imagine you're a dude on Earth, and one of the last jobs you can get in this future where it's kind of dystopic and everything sucks and there's not great jobs anymore. One of the few jobs you can get is you got to go up into the lower atmosphere of the planet and work for this company that takes apart old ships, decommissioned ships, and salvages the raw metals from it and the computer equipment that's in there and the reactors that are in there and all that stuff. And your job is to go up there and, using various tools, laser tools and cutters and explosive mines and all this stuff, to just take these ships apart and fulfill your work orders. So it might be, we need 4 tons of aluminum, so we're going to go pull all that out and throw it into the recycler. And then we need to salvage the rocket booster and the reactor and also the 2 battery packs. Okay, we'll do those. That's the game. And you literally are taking these ships apart in this beautiful 3D first-person sort of view and chucking stuff into a furnace that needs to go into the furnace, things that go into the recycler, things that go into a big giant space catcher thing that's for reusable goods that are already built, not raw materials. So chairs and storage and stuff like that you throw in there. Anyway, it's a rad game. It's very cool.
It sounds really cool. Yeah, it sounds different than, than the typical space game. I mean, it's.
Yeah, you don't do any flying. I mean, you float because you're a dude in a suit, but
float.
You're out like a turd in the back of the low end of the pool.
Shallow end of the pool.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. and you basically, it's like reverse Tetris in a weird way. You're just trying to figure out how to take stuff apart. There's a timed mode. There's just an open sandbox mode. There's a career mode. There's a weekly challenge mode. Anyway, and the ships start small. They get huge. Eventually, you're in these big freighters with multiple rooms, and you got to be careful not to blow stuff up. And there's all this stuff, right? I love it, and I really, really love it, actually. It's one of my favorite things in the world, and I find it really relaxing and chilling, and I can have a movie on while I'm playing, and I just love it. It's just great. Anyway, It's probably come out of early access this year. It feels pretty complete as it is anyway, but I'm playing yesterday. I wish I would have streamed this. Brand new ship. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this ship. I'm going to go make all the money. I'm going to get rid of every single part. I'm going to put it where it goes. I'm not going to screw any of this up. I'm going to blow nothing up. I'm going to very carefully get that reactor out and drop it before it explodes. I'm going to do all these things. And the very first thing I do is walk into it, do the airlock, go inside, turn off the air control so the airlock doesn't matter anymore. Step number 1. I go back toward the rear of the ship. I float back there. I got my light on. And I mean to laser a, what do you call it? Like a joining, a joiner.
Like a beam?
Beam, sure, beam. Like it's like a joiner beam.
Cross beam.
It's supposed to be.
This is the universal symbol for cross beam, by the way.
Oh, look, yeah, like this. Yeah. You got it. That's it. When people are in a construction site and they can't hear each other, the guy just does this.
Yeah.
Right? And then they all go, oh, he means crossbeam. Crossbeam, everybody.
Hold on. I got to go whistle at some lady going by. Yo, sweet cheeks. All right, bring me another one of these, Mac. Yeah.
So they're these like joiner things that you can melt, and that basically starts to break down the structure of the hull of the ship. And I was aiming for one with what's called the needler. It's just a laser. And I twitched. Don't know why. Too much caffeine. I don't know. I twitched and I moved. And I shot a fuel tank.
Oh, no.
Now, this normally is not the end of the world. It usually just means, well, you're going to lose some of that side paneling, and it's the back end of the ship, and you might hurt your thrusters. And if those are part of your work order, that's painful because you need the money. But it's not the end of the world usually. But what happened, because this thing's all based on space physics, is the trajectory of the ship, because of the way it blew up and blew out the back of the quarter panel of the ship, it shoved the entire frigate, which is way too heavy for me to do anything with when it's in its entirety. It's a giant ship.
Yeah.
Goes that direction, and I don't know how to explain this. There's a giant furnace hole that you throw junk into. It's only for trash. Yeah. And this thing starts heading, because of the explosion, starts heading toward the furnace hole in its entirety, the entire ship. So I'm about to go
into, like a giant frigate will fit into this.
Oh yeah,
furnace hole?
Yeah. So this, I mean, it would if. Well, okay, so it blows over there, and I'm panicking. I'm like, no, right? And I start like putting. You have these tethers, like these laser tethers. You can try to hook it to, and then hook it to a wall and slow it down. And you know, you're in this like bay area, but it's still floating in space, so there's no bottom or top. The Earth's down there, and the space is up there. So if you're not careful, you'll fly off into nowhere land, or part of your ship will, or whatever. Anyway, it just keeps moving, and my tethers are breaking. It's not working because it's too big. And then there's like a gravity well around the opening of this thing. So once you're in the gravity well, even harder.
It's the point
to
of
do
no
anything.
return.
And I'm like, the whole ship is going in here. I'm going to lose $2 million on this contract. It's like bad.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
Then here's
Plus,
the best part.
Are there any people on the frigate?
No. It's all abandoned.
It's cleared off.
Yeah, it's in there's like inside the gravity or inside the ship. There's always like wrappers and like Coke cans floating around. So
by the way, Furnace Hole is the new project between the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Courtney Love.
Oh, fantastic! I can't wait for that.
Can't wait for that album.
What a collaboration! Finally, after all these years.
Oh, yes, be great.
Will she wear a sock on her wiener? Is my question. Anyway, so that thing floats over there, and then
I think if you're a Red Hot Chili Pepper and you're working with Courtney Love, you put on 2 socks just in case.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you need it's
double
like double.
socket.
It's like double masking. Everyone's talking about right now.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, so the ship is normally now at this point I'm like giving up. I'm like, well, it's just gonna head into the hole, but instead it floats up like this, and the back end goes down, and it gets stuck. It jams before the hole. So now I have this thing like, what can I do? Can I break a piece off and then maybe pull that chunk out and salvage some of this? So I go with the laser and I go, shunk. I cut the bottom half of the ship open and then cut the 2 corners. And immediately that bottom half goes and sucks into the thing. The ship turns this way, hits me in the head, cracks my thing. And now the ship, 2 chunks of a ship are being pulled into the incinerator with me because I can't escape that gravity well either, and I got incinerated. So I'm just saying, what I'm saying is this might be the greatest video game ever made, is what I'm saying. Okay?
No kidding. The fact that it's that it would allow something like that to happen is amazing. Plus, this sounds like a complete and total nightmare.
Well, I'm playing.
This sounds like a stress.
It can be.
If this were in real life, it would be that video of the dude driving the forklift in the Costco where he hits one of the bookcase or the cases, and everything comes down into the middle, and he just hops out of the.
It's a little like that. Like that guy's day was real bad after that. You have to assume.
Yeah.
And
I don't think he came back.
No, he probably didn't come back. But in my case, I died, so it was no big deal. The problem is, Well, I'm playing it on a mode where it's not permadeath. You can do that if you want. So if you ever
Sure.
die, you just start over, which really blows.
Sure.
But people like that. It's like playing Diablo with a character that if he dies, he never comes back. So same idea, but it's like hardcore mode. But I didn't do that, so I could come back. So I just took the $3 million hit or whatever the hell it was and started another ship. And that one I did fine on the next one. So it's all fine now, everybody. But I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to say, look, if you're a PC gamer, you got a decent video card. That is one of the coolest things. And it'll take a little getting used to because it's like, Euclidean space physics. So stuff behaves like it would in low G, and it's not arcadey, but it's also not like super simmy either. It's just mouse and keyboard or controller if you want are fine ways to control it. And once you get the hang of like, all right, to turn myself upside down or to get myself righted or to kind of apply my brakes or whatever so I don't go flying too far, once you get the hang of all that stuff, zen. It is so good. I freaking love it.
Sounds cool.
It might make you throw
What's
up
it called?
engine.
Inspector Spacetime Shipbreaker? What is it?
Inspector
Headspace.
Spacetime shipbreakerjunior.com//. No, it's called Hard Space Shipbreaker. It's on Steam.
Hard Space Shipbreaker.
And there's a rumor, this hasn't been confirmed, but there's a rumor floating around that the game is set in the Homeworld universe, even though this developer doesn't have the rights to the Homeworld universe.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
And Homeworld is an awesome series, and it's possible. I mean, it feels like it could be. Like it's got a great feel to it, the way that Homeworld does. Here's what's great, Brian. Like, if I'm working with some electronic stuff, there's often music playing in my helmet in the game, and it's like space country, like space trucker music, kind of. And if you get electrocuted, it F's up your radio, and all of a sudden your radio will be playing like some weird talk show, or it'll play. It's really great.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really
that's
good.
Great.
I really love it. So I can't say enough about it. Hard Space Shipbreaker.
Looking at the website, looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a neat experience. All right. Also, I think we killed Cloris Leachman, and I feel pretty bad about it.
Was she on the frigate?
No, she was not part of the incinerated frigate. Sadly, she passed away yesterday. Now, we just talked about her on Tuesday.
We did, yeah.
And she died the next day. This happened with Larry King. This happened with Sean Connery. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who else have we killed? Have we killed anybody else? Have we? We have blood on our hands from other names?
I mean, not to my knowledge, but sometimes we don't hear about it, so who knows?
Now, I know I mentioned a certain BW yesterday. Let's all just stop it with the Scott, what have you done? I'm not...
Right.
We don't
we
actually...
also talked about a previous host of a morning game show that has a cliffhanger and a Plinko.
Right. Who's 97 and can't be too far from home, if you know what I mean. So we're trying
Can't
to
be too far from the great showcase showdown in the sky.
Yeah. But you should have seen my feed yesterday. Like,
oh, I know, because I probably got about a third of it.
Yeah, and that
most
third
people
was
just
a lot.
accuse you of being the problem, but then there's a third that say I'm part of the problem as well.
Well, they're the right third. They know what's up. But here's the thing: when I saw that hit, the very first one I saw said, "Scott, why did you have to bring her up yesterday?" And I went, "What are you talking about?" And then it hit me. Oh no, please, you have to be kidding me! Like I didn't know about it yet. Like you have to be kidding me! Why are you saying this? And then, like 50, 100, 150, 200 tweets later. Everybody going, you had to say her name, didn't you? You had to do it. Yeah. So Carter and I are going to celebrate her life in a very unique way tonight. We're going to watch her episodes of The Simpsons, her episodes of Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
WandaVision.
You've got time to do this, but you can't do WandaVision? Really?
Look, I agree.
Like, she'll sit down and plan a TV evening of Cloris Leachman on The Simpsons and Raising Hope and...
I agree.
Phyllis.
100% with you. 100% with you. Except... Well,
wait a minute.
She just wants to do the animated stuff. She wants to do that. She wants to do Bob's Burgers, Simpsons, and I think she was on a Futurama. I'm not sure about that. I might be thinking of B. Arthur. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. B. Arthur's still alive, right? I didn't just kill her by saying her name. No, she's dead.
She's dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe that's it. We just have to talk about dead people.
Yeah. Oh, and Parasite. Don't remind me, chat room. Parasite. Got to watch Parasite. Okay.
Yeah, I've given up. I don't want to keep pushing Parasite because I want to make sure that I don't overhype it. It's really good,
Yeah.
but if I keep pushing on Parasite, you're like, oh yeah, it was all right.
Let me ask you this:
Well,
does Parasite have? You know what's held me back? I figured it out with Parasite. Here's what's
What?
held me back.
okay.
And it's not that I don't want to see it. It's just that when I think about it, I go, yeah, I could do that, or I could do
Or I could go shove a frigate into a furnace hole.
it. right. I could listen to Hank Hill while I put a ship in the furnace. So the reason that I think I do that is because after Snowpiercer, the other movie that I really love by that director,
Bong Joon-ho.
Bong Joon-ho, I worry that this isn't going to be gritty enough. Like, is it just people? Because in my head, it's just people in the basement doing subtitles. Like, is that wrong?
No,
That's
it's definitely way more than that. I would not call it gritty. There are parts of it that are very gritty and like, oh man, people living like that, huh? But but it's not. It's more of a. Geez, I don't want to say too much. It's more of it's kind of part psychological thriller. It is not anything. It's nothing like Snowpiercer.
Okay.
It's not
Because Snowpiercer's like genre movie, right? Like it's like
genre movie with sci-fi. Here's what the world could happen to the world kind of thing. If we don't change our ways, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
well, I'll get to that in a second.
Oh.
But that's not at all what Parasite is. Parasite is a study in humanity.
Okay. Humanity
Yes.
then. All right.
Humanity. Yeah,
And-
and I'll leave it at that.
Part of me is like, I have to work myself up I have to find a certain energy for subtitles. It's not that I won't do them or that I don't
Sure.
prefer them, because I do. It's just
Well,
I
you're not
know
going to
when
be
I'm
able to
in for
play
it.
your space salvage game while you're watching.
I'm not
while
going to be
you're
able to
watching Parasite.
salvage a bunch of texture map polygons without.
No,
okay,
you're gonna
all
want
right.
you are gonna want to pay attention and like you've gotta set the iPad down. You've got to not tweet for an hour and a half. You've got to just sit there and do it. But you will enjoy it. Knowing your tastes and
All right.
knowing the things that I've recommended to you before that you've liked, this is in the same level.
Honestly, I have no doubt, because you've never
Yeah.
led me astray. It's just,
Yeah,
and this,
I think
this is a best picture from a freaking. When's the last time we had a foreign film that was a best picture? Like, it doesn't happen.
Right. Never. And
So
it was a sign of
obviously
the
somebody
apocalypse,
liked it.
according to our former unnamed president.
Well, he.
It's not even from America. Not even from America. The best picture this year.
This guy, by the way, there's a guy on YouTube that leaves us comments.
Yeah.
Every time you do an impression of Trump,
Uh-huh.
he goes on there and says, "Here we go with Trump again."
Good. You know what? I'm happy to
Even though it's like 0.1 of 1,000 things
yeah,
that we
and
talk about on the show.
Like, is his complaint is he a Trump supporter that doesn't like us saying bad things about Trump, or he just doesn't like he just thinks my impersonation of him sucks?
I
What's the
think
deal?
he's a let's say a supporter of a sort, and he likes to cherry pick moments like that and pretend it was the entire show. That's what I think.
Well,
he
he's a
does.
very special person. I'm going to tell that person to stand by. It's very special. We love you.
We love you. Very special.
So I was going to get to this, and I know we've got to get to Gidget for
Yeah.
the next hour of trivia. But I've been watching. So I finished up Community. I just
Yeah.
decided, screw you, season 6. You've lost me. Sorry. You've lost too many of the key people that I watched this show for. And I love Gillian Jacobs. I love Joel McHale. I love Allison Brie. But man, you lose Donald Glover. You lose Ken Jeong.
You lose a lot. That's a lot.
You lose a lot between season 5 and season 6.
Yeah, for sure.
Nicole Yvette Brown, or Yvette Nicole Brown. Anyway, so I went back to watching, catching up on The Expanse, and
It's so
burned through all the Expanse stuff, which is so good.
Including
And
this
then,
season, did you
well-
already do all the 5? And you're
Oh,
done?
I'm up to date. Like I was caught up to this season, and I was saving a bunch of episodes thinking that I could binge the whole season after enough episodes came out. I couldn't wait, and I binged up to the episode. I've not watched the episode that came out this week.
I'm in the same boat, but I haven't started that binge yet. I've been holding off because I just don't want to run out. But maybe now, no, I want to get in there.
No. Yeah, just wait. Don't do like me, Scott.
Okay.
Just wait. Binge them all, because now I'm in this position where it's like, no, I want more right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've gone to the most recent season of Doctor Who to catch up on that. Season 12 of Doctor Who.
That's with the Lady Who in there.
It's with Jodie Whittaker, who's a great doctor. She's a great doctor. Very good doctor.
Oh no, now we're 0.2 of 100%.
We've gone up to 0.2. She and her companions are great. And there's no problem at all with the acting or the presentation of the show. However, they're getting and long time. I mean, I've watched all of the new. I've basically watched everything since the beginning of Christopher Eccleston.
You do the Capaldi run there, the last guy?
Oh, I loved Capaldi. Okay. I thought Tennant was fantastic. I really like Capaldi, and I really liked Eccleston. I wasn't as big a fan of Matt Smith, but he's all right.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's a better Philip than
he's a much better. He is.
Yeah.
But this season 12 is so preachy. Where like every episode is the starred belly sneeches, right? It's like every oh no, this planet that is all destroyed and completely vaporized, it's Earth. Dun dun dun. And they've been doing it. It's like, oh no, it's the microplastics in the ocean that are killing the people. And it's like, okay, yeah,
we need an escape from the world, not a. I guess this is what art does, but still, they're never going to end it though. Jeannie says, "Just kill it, BBC." Are you kidding? They're going to do Doctor Who until Van is having his own grandkid. It'll just keep going, man.
Yeah,
and by then it'll be, there'll be I don't know, they'll have like a dog will be Doctor Who for a while, and then they'll put a
right. I know. Yeah, we need to just go through.
Just whatever. Get an ape in there. I'd love an ape, like a big old monkey.
It's just a bummer because I really enjoyed just about every season up until now, and now I just feel like it's where are the Cybermen? Where are the Daleks? I don't want the enemy to be us. We found the enemy, Doctor, and he is us.
Yeah. More Daleks or Daleks.
Daleks.
Sorry,
Daleks.
Is it Daleks? It's Daleks, right?
Daleks. I think they're called Randy Daleks.
Randy Daleks. They moved Catwoman. All right, I believe it.
They moved Catwoman. Exactly. So anyway, I don't know if I'm even going to make it through the full season 12. I really like Jodie Whittaker, though. I think she's great.
She is great.
She's got such a fun, kooky energy, and
yeah, there's nothing wrong with her. She's cool.
Yeah, I've got this weird OCD when it comes to binge watching stuff, where if I start a season of something, I feel weird if I don't finish it. That's why it was so hard for me to leave Johnny Mnemonic in the theater, because I'd never left a movie before and never left one since, because I feel like I've paid for this. I've got to give it a chance, and I'm going to see it through the end.
Yeah.
And
I get you.
I couldn't. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. I don't think I can do it.
It's a rare thing for me too, like a movie that I don't finish. But now it's easier. If it's like on streaming and it sucks, I don't mind.
I know. Well, now I've done it with Community, and I think I'm going to do it with Doctor Who. So, yeah, can't wait to see who I do it with next.
Sorry, Jodie Whittaker, you weren't the girl for Brian. It turns out.
You weren't the doctor for me. No, it certainly has nothing to do with her.
No, she's great.
I think it's Chibnall. One of the co-writers, Chibnall.
Exterminate. Hold on. Hey, remember this when Dunaway did this? Hold on. He did a really good Exterminate once. Yeah, check this out. This is so good. This one is his computer was acting up, but he went in and did this anyway.
Exterminate.
Isn't that great?
Oh, that's awesome. That was when his computer.
This thing was all left up. All right,
Excellent.
Gidget incoming. We're going to do some trivia here, and it'll be fun. We're going to have a good time, and then we'll see what else the show brings us today. Wendy will be here later, of course, so that'll be fun. So stick around while we do. I can't find her thing. Where is it? Okay, good deal, Scott. There it is.
Trivial things.
It's Trivial Things with our good friend Gidget Von Roo. She joins us from Down Under.
I do.
That's Australia, for those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
That's Australian. For Australia.
Gidget, how the heck are you? How you doing?
I'm really good.
That's good.
Really good. It's 2021.
Yeah.
There's exciting things happening, and it's so nice. I feel like I've been away for ages from you guys, and I miss you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's-
because we didn't do anything in December, right? Because of the holidays, basically cut right into our Thursdays at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
we were gidgetless.
We were
We were
Gidget
Yeah,
free.
you're gidgeless.
Yeah.
Gidgeless.
It's a Gidget free zone, but we're glad you're
That's
back, and we're excited to do this.
Thank
Now,
you.
my understanding is, I've heard tale that we're going to go down some sort of scientific path today, or excuse me, sci-fi path today. Tell me what we're doing.
Ooh.
Okay, so basically, first of all, Tom Baker was my favorite doctor.
Yeah, he's great. And that's when I was a kid, I watched Doctor Who every Sunday morning, and they'd run back to back to back episodes on Channel 6. And I would watch them all, and I was so hooked on Tom Baker. And then
The problem with Tom Baker, though, is when they were filming his episodes, it was back when they thought it would be cool to use the worst video camera ever made.
the kind that they also use for soap operas,
Yeah.
where everything kind of blurs into the next thing
Yeah.
if they move the camera too
So if you had
fast.
like a candle, and then you had the camera
Yes.
on the candle and then moved suddenly, you'd have a streak of a
a
candle
white
going 9
stripe
miles
right
that
across
way.
the.
Yeah.
It's you know what, it's forgivable because it's like classic Doctor Who, and that's what I grew up with. We were getting all the British shows here in Australia, and I know there was a few doctors before him and a lot of doctors after, and most of the doctors have been pretty good, but you know, the scarf and the overcoat thing and the hat,
The fro.
and he was like, and the fro, he's iconic, and he's still with us.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yay, because we lost Cloris.
Yeah.
Today.
Cloris Leachman.
Which
Oh,
is
no.
sad.
Oh, geez, yeah.
We
Okay,
should have
everybody,
said Tom Baker now. Now
Gidget
we're,
brought up Tom Baker, so if anything happens to Tom Baker, it's not us.
yeah, because we talked about Cloris
Yes, I'm
Leachman
sorry,
yesterday. Yeah. We talked about it the day before she died.
I'm very close to doing, you know, a Gene Hackman movie podcast.
Oh, man.
Who else? Oh, Sean's gone.
Yeah, we
oh,
killed
God.
him already.
There's so many people
Yeah.
just petering on, and you just think, oh, Clint Eastwood. You just think, oh, I better do a movie podcast about them just before they cark it.
Yeah,
You know.
that's right.
But special shout out to Cloris Leachman because she was an absolute brilliant comedic actress like Madeline Kahn.
Mhm.
And one of my favorites is High Anxiety,
Oh,
Which
such
is
a
a
great movie. Great Mel
Hitchcock
Brooks.
parody.
Yeah.
And so many people have not seen that movie. Everyone thinks young Frankenstein or, you know, but in High Anxiety, if you're a Hitchcock fan, and you don't even need to be a Hitchcock fan, you know, hadn't even, when I saw High Anxiety, I hadn't seen one Hitchcock movie.
Mm. Oh,
And
wow.
I still laughed.
No.
Yeah, and then you start seeing Hitchcock movies, and you start saying, "Oh, that's what that joke
that's
comes
the
from."
thing. Yeah. Yeah. She's Nurse Diesel, and she is just brilliant in it. So do yourselves a favor and track down High Anxiety. So, but it's sci-fi time, and can I say a special hello to Murph, who follows me on Twitter. He's never listened to your podcast before, and I told him I was appearing. And he said, I will sign up and I will listen. I will be a part of the community.
Wow.
So you've got a new person due
Nice.
to me.
Welcome,
So send me money.
Mirth? Did you say
I hope we
mirth?
keep him.
Yeah, well, hopefully we keep
Yeah,
him.
hi Murph.
Mirth,
Murph.
like mirth, like I'm feeling some mirth on the earth.
No, Murph like
No,
it's short
Murph,
for Murphy.
M-U-R-P-H.
Got it.
Murph.
Like Murphy.
For-
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Murph, if you're here, I don't know. I don't see him in the chat, but if you're listening, welcome.
Are we listening?
Yeah, welcome. You feel free to use the furniture. Don't pee on anything. That's all we ask.
By the way,
He
in our
might.
Discord,
You never
in our
know.
in our Discord chat, I just put a copy of Tom Baker covering "The Kinks." You really got me.
Oh, did he really do that?
It's part of a thing called Tom Baker Says. So they took Tom Baker's speech and put it into and then made a song out of it.
Oh, weird. All right.
Yeah.
That's
Check it out.
awesome.
Listen
And
to that
and he
on your
was
own.
On your own
he
dime.
was the narrator for Little Britain as well.
Hmm.
Wait,
Oh, really?
What's Little Britain?
Yeah.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
That's
You
a
guys
comedy,
don't know Little Britain?
comedy sketch show. I know what it is. It's got the dude who's currently on British Bake Off with
Oh, the little
David
bald guy.
Williams and
The bald guy with the alopecia guy.
yeah, Matt Lucas.
Yeah, that guy.
Matt
Matt
Lucas.
Lucas,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yes, he is
Oh, that
hilarious.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you guys.
I'm gonna get in trouble
Watch
for
more
that.
British stuff.
Yeah, I love British stuff. They're the best. Hey, all
Yeah.
right, sci-fi. These are movies, right? We're doing this trivia for is movies.
Yep, and it's not just I'm not sticking to 80s anymore because
Okay.
I've got a very exciting thing to announce at the end, but this is through all the decades,
All right.
right?
I'm
And
ready.
it's multi-choice as well,
Okay.
so listen to all the answers first.
Mhm.
Scott, I think because it's a new year, we'll kick off with you. If
Nice.
someone in the chat would like to keep score,
Cool. And I am hiding the chat
Me
right
too.
now.
They are
Heidi Chatty.
out of my
Heidi
view.
Chatty.
Okay.
That could be a
I
porn name.
dated her. I dated her in high school. Heidi Chatty.
Heidi Chatty. Yeah. She
Could
wouldn't
not.
shut up.
She just would not shut up.
I know, dude. Muzzle that Heidi
She
Chatty.
just goes on and on and on.
Blah blah.
Yeah, blah, blah,
Heidi
blah, blah, blah,
Chatty.
blah. Yeah.
All right.
She
I'm
keeps
ready.
yodeling all the time too, which is really annoying.
Super.
But
annoying.
those pigtails, let me tell you.
Ooh. Hobbada. Okay. Oh, and also I'm the devious brain. You were talking about that earlier because I was
Oh.
just sitting here listening.
Mhm.
So turns out I'm the devious brain.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, all right, science fiction movie quiz.
Go.
Feel free to take part, but the boys aren't looking at the answers. So,
Mhm.
or I hope not.
Nope,
No,
definitely not.
never
That would
cheat.
be
Never cheat.
yes. Couldn't live with myself if I cheated.
Right. Okay.
Just couldn't.
All right, so
couldn't
Scott.
sleep at night.
All right.
I sleep like a baby. Okay. All right, Scott. Number one, what candy does Elliot use to lure E.T. out of the backyard shed? Is it A, Skittles, B, M&M's, C, Reese's Pieces, or D, Ecstasy?
I will say it the way that I say it and not the way my friends in the South say it. It's Reese's Pieces, not Reese's Pieces, which some people say.
That's right. It is not Reese's Pieces.
But Reese's Pieces.
It is correct.
Mm.
Scott gets a tick.
Yes.
Oh,
we
well
bought a
done.
lot
All
of
right,
that.
Brian.
When I was a kid, we ate
Yes.
handfuls of that stuff when that movie came out.
Mhm.
Loved Reese's Pieces.
We
So
didn't even
good.
have it in Australia at the time. We didn't
Really?
have
Oh.
we didn't have M&Ms. We didn't have Skittles. We didn't have Reese's Pieces. We had Smarties.
Oh yeah, Smarties, which are basically M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless
but
you're
not as
here.
nice.
Oh.
Like thinner chocolate.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
as
but
nice.
it's like here. It's like
Yeah.
football and soccer. You guys have
Mm-hmm.
you have your Smarties, but your Smarties are chocolate candy covered things. Over here, Smarties are hard, horrible like candies.
They're like
that are,
sweet tarts.
Yeah, they're like
Miniature
sweet tarts.
Oh,
They're
really?
awful. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're terrible.
I've never bought American
for the
chocolate,
blue
but I've
ones.
been
The
over in
blue-
America because I don't like that cocoa taste of the chocolate
hmm
We don't
Yeah.
make good chocolate. We're not
Hershey
known for it.
thingy.
We really don't. No, when you get like a good chocolate from overseas, it's just like no
Like just
contest.
about anywhere,
Cadbury.
like freaking
Mhm.
any European country.
Canada even gets better chocolate than we do.
Yeah,
here.
the failed state of Yugoslavia probably makes better chocolate than we do. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Brian's turn.
Yugoslavia probably has better chocolate,
Yeah,
Yes.
even though that country doesn't exist.
right. That's why I said the failed state. Yeah.
They've got better
They
chocolate.
had better chocolate.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
would be
Yeah,
the
well, they had
better
better chocolate if they existed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bri.
Yes.
All right. With what does Roy Neary, played by Richard Dreyfuss,
hmm
create his first Devil's Tower sculpture in Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Is it A, shaving cream, B, mashed potatoes, D, dirt from his yard, or C, dirt from his yard, or D, seaweed and snot?
All right. Holy cow. Yeah, because my first thought was going to be mashed potatoes because he's at the dinner table, he's piling them on, and he says, "This means something." But I'm remembering, and I know the dirt one came later. Like the mashed potatoes one wasn't big enough, so he went in the backyard, got dirt from his yard and all the neighbors' yards, and created his own. But I'm trying to remember if there was if he did something with shaving cream beforehand, and I remember a scene with him doing that with shaving cream. Did that come before the mashed potatoes?
Question Colonel got wrong.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all remember. I bet he said mashed potatoes. I'm gonna say shaving cream because I think he did that when he was shaving in the mirror and went and then like started shaping it up. So I'm hoping I'm remembering correctly.
You are remembering correctly because you are absolutely right.
Nicely
Good.
done.
Good.
Goes to Bri.
Nice. 1-1.
Yeah.
Well
I'm
done.
glad you gave me multiple choice because I would have gone right to mashed potatoes.
You know what? When I was doing the quiz and
Mm-hmm.
I was like looking up all the movies and trying to think of like some of the questions,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like Close Encounters, and I'm like, oh, the tower thing with Richard Dreyfuss, that'd be good. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's the mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is a walk
So
in
you
the park.
forgot about
and then
the,
I was like,
you forgot
yeah, I
about the-
rewatched
the
it.
whipped
I
cream
rewatched it to
burger.
make sure that it was
Yeah.
first when he was shaving and he started to do it, and then at the dinner table he did the mashed potatoes. Then later he started like throwing all the plants through the window. It's an
Right.
awesome movie. It's an
Yeah,
awesome
Oh,
great
that's right, because
movie.
he does the mud one in his house. He doesn't do it in the backyard.
He takes the entire house out, and his
Yeah.
wife, played by Terry Garr, just leaves with the
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
That's
And they're
right.
just like, nah, we're over it. And to be honest with you, I do not blame them at all. I'd be like, what are you doing to my house?
Movie holds up.
So does he hook up with Melinda Dillon, you think?
I think he does. You know, they're kindred spirits.
They hook-
like to get it on
before I get on this big spaceship?
Maybe
I
they-
want to
Richard
close.
Dreyfuss.
It's not often I want a sequel, but I want a Close Encounters 2 where he comes back
Mm-hmm.
because Richard is still with us.
Yeah.
I've met him, by the way. He's lovely.
Really? Wow.
He comes back, and he's been influenced by his entire time living with the aliens overseas. And I don't know whether Melinda's still with us or not, but they line up together and let's do that and get
Let's
Steven
make that
Spielberg to do it as well, so he doesn't piss all over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go fund me that one.
Yeah,
All right,
we're
better
in.
get to question
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
3.
3. All right, question 3, Scott. What is the name of the leader on Mars in Total Recall? Is it Cohen, Copenhagen, Cohagen, or Caroline?
Can I get the first three again?
Yep. A, Cohen, B, Copenhagen, C, Cohagen, or D, Caroline?
The answer is Quato.
Yeah, Quattro. Quaid. I'm gonna say
Free breath.
I don't think it's Copenhagen, so I'm gonna say Cohagen. It's Ronnie Cox, I know that, but who plays him? But I think it's
Correct.
Cohagen.
You got it. You
Oh.
got it. Scott,
Cool.
tick.
Yep.
Well
That's
done.
Old Ronnie Cox out there with his.
Ronnie he plays he's good baddie. Same with in RoboCop.
Yeah.
good
oh,
baddie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good, that guy.
Yep.
He's great.
Supposedly he's a lovely man though. Supposedly, yeah.
Well,
he's
he was
just
a
just a
nice
nice-
guy in what Beverly Hills Cop 2 is nice. He's nice. He's nice.
Deliverance.
Oh,
He
Deliverance. Yeah.
People forget he was actually playing the guitar or the banjo in Deliverance along with that kid on the patio.
Yep.
Yep.
The kid.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that kid.
Banjo Kid.
banjo kid.
Banjo Kid.
Okay. All right. Number 4, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the name of Will Smith's character in Men in Black? Is it Agent K, Agent J, Agent R, or Agent Bond?
So J and K are the two agents in there. I believe J is the other guy. I don't care.
Tommy
So
Lee
I-
Jones. Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones, thank you. So I believe Will Smith's character is Agent K.
No, that's
Oh,
Tommy
no.
Lee Jones.
Got it backwards. Here's how you remember it.
Yep.
He is
Wrong.
J.
So it's Agent. So Will Smith is Agent J because his name is James Darrell Edwards.
Right, but the way you remember it is Jam Master J, because of the whole rap background.
Because
of
he was
the-
a rapper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was a rapper.
What about Cool Mo D? Cool Mo D begins with a K, so that's going to totally throw me off.
That is gonna
Curtis
mess
Blow
you up.
begins with a K.
Shoot, I didn't think of these things.
No, but you think,
Brian,
like, I guess
Brian,
if you
you're
think
going
of the
too
beginning
far
of a
deep
rap
into
song,
it, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
Jay.
Put yourself out.
All
Damn
right.
All right, Scott. All right, so that was wrong.
Yes, it was.
All right. So, Scott, number 5. Where do the giant acronids or the bugs live in Starship Troopers? Is it A, in caves on Earth, B, a planet called Clefendu, C, a desert land named Mahombo, or D, Detroit?
Well, I know it's not 1 and D, or A and D. Ooh. I'm gonna. This is hard.
This is hard.
I'm gonna say. I hope I'm right. I'll say B. Whatever the C one was, or maybe it's a K. What is it?
The C one or the B? Oh, the B. The
B.
is with
Answer
the C,
B.
yeah.
So which one?
Answer B. Clundo or whatever you called it. Or what was the second
Planet
one?
called Clefendu?
That
Yes,
thing,
you
yeah.
are correct.
Okay.
Well done.
Got the
don't know how to
bigger
pronounce these
ticky.
My steal, if I had a steal, would have been the one he didn't say that wasn't the first or the last one, because I knew it wasn't.
I knew it
Earth or
wasn't caves
Detroit.
on Earth. Yeah, that thing was
Yeah.
definitely not true, and that
Yeah.
And so far, D
I
has
love the
proven to be
Detroit thing
bullcrap.
from the Kentucky Fried Movie. You know, take him to Detroit. And he's like, ah.
No, not Detroit.
All right, Brian.
Yes.
Number 6.
Mhm.
Complete this quote from Private Hudson in Aliens. Is
Okay.
this going to be a stand-up fight, sir, or A, another wild goose chase, B, a total waste of time, C, another bug hunt, or D, will we be dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I believe it's C. I know that phrase is used in Aliens, and I think it's him that says it. Another bug hunt.
Brian gets a tick.
Well done.
Yay.
It's another bug hunt.
It's another bug hunt, man.
Like any of those first 3 could have been what he said, though. Like, it's just gonna be another waste of time.
Yeah, he could
We're
say.
in charge.
He could say all that stuff. He's the worst. He shouldn't have graduated from freaking Space Marine camp or whatever. He's the worst.
Oh, he
Right,
comes
exactly.
good. Brian Hudson, Private Hudson comes good, and he's
Yeah,
not with us
in the
anymore,
end,
so I don't
in
will
the
to
end, he does. He
make
is
it
a
speak
heroic.
well to death.
He's a heroic figure in the end. You're not wrong. But up to that point,
Oh.
if I was Napone or whatever his name was, I'd have fired that guy a long time ago.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he was a bit
Spit
of a
out my
whinger.
chewed up cigar and gotten rid.
Yeah, I would have said, stow that shit, Hudson, and fired him. Both of them.
Right. Exactly.
I'm in the mood.
I think the trouble with Hudson is he didn't bring his pack of tampons for the mission.
Is that what it is? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take that. Next question.
God, Australian humor is weird.
I'm sorry, this has got nothing to do with the morning guys at all. This is just me. Okay. Okay. All right. Number 7. All right. So this is Scott.
Mhm.
All right. What planet does the film begin on in The Empire Strikes Back? Is it A, Alderaan, B, Hoth, C, Tatooine, or D, Uranus?
Tattoon. It's on Hoth, the ice planet, frozen planet of Hoth is where it begins.
That is correct.
Yeah. There you go. That's an easy
He's
one.
a good boy.
Man, that's a mind stretcher, that one.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Oh,
Yeah. Ask me something now about, the 5th Beastmaster, but
Yeah.
give him Empire Strikes Back.
you're right, Brian. Did you lose
I'm
your
kidding.
bra?
I'm kidding. Where are my
Did you
tampons?
lose your bra, little bri?
All right, what you got for me?
All right. What is the name of the leader of the Thermians in Galaxy Quest? Is it A, Mathasar, B, Saris, C, Quellic, or D, Bob?
Oh, geez, Louise.
I know this one. Can I steal, or
I
is
bet
that
you
not
do.
what we're doing? We're not doing steal.
If he can't get it, you can steal.
Okay.
Well, you haven't let any steal. Well, I guess the only other steal would have been J and K.
Yeah, that was a default.
All right, give me the first 3 choices again.
So it's the leader
Mhm.
of
I just watched
the Thermians in Galaxy Quest, Mathasar, Saris, or Quellic.
Let's say Mathasar.
You are correct.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I just watched that.
total
So
guess. movie. That's
Pulled
a
that one
fun
out of my
movie.
ass.
yeah, it's a little bit cheaty because I just saw it again with the kids. So a couple
Yeah, you
weeks
watched
ago.
the documentary too, right?
Yeah, I watched the documentary and that, and then
Oh, the making of is good. The only thing I had a problem with the making of Galaxy Quest is they didn't concentrate much on the actual effects, because I think the actual baddie and his crew, the makeup it was real makeup, like Rob Bottin in The Thing.
yeah.
They didn't concentrate a lot on that. No, I was a bit disappointed with that.
I could
I
have
like all
gone
that
for more of
side
that
of
too.
things.
They were more focused on like, why is this a cultural touchstone of a film and all that. But yeah, had they gone a little deeper,
it was a good doco.
Mm-hmm.
It was still a really good doco and a highly enjoyable film. So if you haven't seen Galaxy Quest, check it out, especially if you like Star Trek or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Love that.
So it was Brian. So Scott, complete this opening line from James Cameron's The Abyss. When you look long into the abyss, A, you'll see a path of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
B, the unknown will be revealed. C, the abyss also looks into you. Or D, you'll see sea aliens.
We just saw this.
We did.
But it's
such a good movie.
It's not ringing a freaking
Well, I think we
bell.
also just saw Galaxy Quest for Film Sack too.
Did we do? We didn't do Galaxy
I thought
Quest.
we did that for Film Sack.
You boys getting dementia.
I don't think we did. Quick sack. I'll look it up. Let's see.
That's a good idea. Distract yourself from this question.
That's a terrible idea.
All right, so think about it. All right.
I think the abyss looks
when
back
you
at
look
you.
into the abyss,
It looks back at you. That's what it is. It's got to be.
that is correct.
Oh, it's a total guess, dude. I don't remember at all.
I think it's based
What?
even on an older phrase than the abyss too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It was taken from an older text. So
Yeah, we've never done
Well
Galaxy
done.
Quest. We did Galaxy of Terror. It's the
We
closest
didn't do
we
Galaxy Quest. Why did I watch it recently? Was
I
it
think
just
you-
because it was streaming?
I think it was because of that, and you wanted to watch that doc that Nicole recommended.
I think that was it. Yeah. Okay.
But we do this all the time.
what did you guys watch? Where did you watch Galaxy Quest?
It's
It was streaming somewhere. And I thought we watched it for Film Sack, but
Oh no! You know what it was? Prime has the documentary. Hulu has the movie. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Which is
Okay.
dumb. They should have it in the same two places or same
agree.
place.
Yeah, of course they should.
Yeah, it's dumb. Anyway,
Yeah,
Brian's
yeah.
turn.
They should. You know what they should do? They should all these movies with awesome makings of, like if they're showing The Abyss, they should show the making of The Abyss directly after it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So
Just
all
have
And
it
they also
connected.
should give you the
people-
abyss in high quality 1080p at the very least.
Oh yeah, the
It
Prime.
still
grant-
hasn't been released on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but the
I
but the
know,
streaming
which is
version
a-
is
What
4:3.
the-
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's got to be a James Cameron situation of like, no, I want to release that one. I can, remaster it and fix a couple things and blah blah blah. Because
I'm having dinner
Too
with my
busy
eighth
working
wife.
on
I
his
can't talk about it
15
right now.
sequels to the, that 3D,
Avatar, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, that thing.
He's got like
Yeah.
5 of those coming. So get ready, everyone.
Yep.
He's filming them all at once. All right, next up.
Yep. Okay, so that was Scott. So Brian, okay.
Yes.
What is the Tyrell Corporation's motto in 1982 Blade Runner? Is it A, replicants are our business? B, more human than human? Stop making noises.
It's sorry, I
Don't
just
make me
got some
come over
white
there.
zombie. Just got some white zombie in my head all of a sudden. But keep going, please.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Brian's
fine.
more
Just
human
sing your
than
white
human.
zombie
Yeah.
if you feel like it. We've
Yeah.
got time.
Yeah.
You want to sing
The
that,
white-
Brian?
Sure, it's more human than human.
More human than human. I just
That
listened to
would
that
be my
yesterday.
answer for this one.
Just yesterday, Brian, what's going on? I listened to him all day yesterday. Like the greatest hits of White Zombie and of Rob Zombie.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday I was listening to
And
that
now-
song.
and now we're talking about white zombie.
And now
on
we're
this show.
talking about White
Crazy.
Zombie. I'm just saying, something's up lately with this show. People
Sorry,
are dying.
Gidget, please
All right.
continue. What are the other
Hey, you-
choices?
It's only 4:01 a.m. here in Australia. It's
that all?
fine.
Is
I've
that
still
all?
got to take all this makeup off and put my jammies on. No, it's fine. Just do your white zombie thing.
Well, they have the song that was.
I did this because I was bored.
Oh, we love you, Gidget.
I love you guys too. Okay. All right. Let's go back to this. So it is Brian. All right. So I'll ask it again.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the boys in class are not paying attention. Stop misbehaving. All right. What is the Tyrell Corporation's motto in 1982 Blade Runner? Is it A, replicants are our business. B, more human than human. C, the humanoid specialists. Or D, we'd buy that for $1.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it's more human than human.
That is correct.
It's
Nicely done.
tortoises on their back. Why aren't you helping it, Leon?
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
aren't you helping it? Oh, I want to watch those movies again. Okay. How many we got left?
All right,
we got
Scott.
like 10
All right,
more of these?
11.
Yeah.
Where does Corbin Dallas get the 4 engraved stones in the 5th element? A, Zorg's suitcase.
Yeah.
B, Cornelius gives it to him. C, Havalagania's dead body. Or D, Walmart.
It's her dead body, but didn't she... Oh, yeah, she was fully deceased when he withdrew them, but yeah, they were in the singer of the diva's body.
Correct. He
Diva's
scrapes it
Yeah.
from the singer's body.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had to go
Okay,
through her
Brian.
bone. Had to go through her butthole. I don't know if anyone noticed that. that was the quickest way to the stones. Go through her butthole.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the 7th
Oh,
element.
I didn't.
Okay. Oh, I made that up.
Stop it.
You're right.
You.
I made it up. You're right.
No, you're just being naughty. Okay, number 12. Brian, what is Louise Banks, played by Amy Adams, job in the 2016 film Arrival? Is she A, a foreign language teacher, B, a linguist, C, a speech therapist, or D, a life coach?
We're going newer on this one. She is a
I love this
linguist, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
Yep.
Because she says all of these aliens only speak in coffee rings left on a table. This
Yeah.
is how they communicate, is
Yeah.
with coffee stains.
She knows how to
Did you
speak
boys like
coffee
that
stand.
movie?
Yeah, I
I
love
did,
that movie.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you
I
kidding
liked
me?
it too. I think it's going to be one of those movies that a lot of people watched initially and really enjoyed, and then so
Forgot
many
about
missed it. But it's going to become a cult movie,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Because
look,
I think it's quite brilliant.
name a bad Denis Villeneuve movie. You can't do it. He doesn't make bad movies. So unless
No.
Dune is a complete flop, he will hold that record and continue forward forever. He's amazing.
Is that Ex Machina guy?
No, it's you're thinking of Alex Garland, different dude.
Oh, Alex Garland was Ex Machina. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is 4:04 a.m. here in Australia right now.
How many more you got?
Well, we usually do 15 because you cut me down from like 25. So
I
You know.
can't imagine why. I can't imagine why I did that because we're at 10:04 and we're only at
I know, but we like chatting.
yeah we do. We do
Chatting's
like that.
fun.
Yeah,
How can you do an
Okay.
odd number and still have an even game?
well, that's a good point. How do you
Brian,
do
don't
that?
question me.
All right,
Just
okay,
behave
okay.
yourself.
All right, go
All
ahead,
right,
yeah.
Scott.
Yeah.
Number 13. What is the name of the combat spacecraft Alex Rogan is meant to pilot in the film The Last Starfighter?
Oh, yeah.
Is it A, a Gunstar, B, Starcraft, C, the Kodan Armada, or D, the Millennium Falcon?
It's a Gunstar, number 1, A.
Yes!
I love that movie. I'm a
I am
huge fan.
so glad
I
I
love
didn't
it
get that
too.
one.
It's one of my favorite.
I grew up
movies
with that
growing up.
movie. I grew up with it. It was just an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian.
Yes.
All right, number 14. What's so that was normally so I've got 2 extra questions, okay, because you guys are pretty close. Number 14. What city in South Africa does the alien spaceship appear over in the 2009 film District 9? Is it A, Cape Town, B, Durban, C, Johannesburg, or D, Funky Town?
I wish
Please
it was
pick
Funky Town.
Yeah. Lip Sync wants me to pick D, but I'm not going to do it. I
How do you know Lip Sync wants you to pick that if you've blocked out the chat?
Lip Sync is the band that did Funky Town.
Yeah, there's nobody in the chat named Lip
Oh, I
Sync.
thought it busted you.
Nope.
I got really excited then. I'm like, excellent, I've busted.
Right. No, like I could say Pseudo Echo because they did the cover in the 80s, but I'm going to say Lip Sync. Okay. Was it one of the big ones? Was it Cape Town or Johannesburg, or was it a smaller one like Durban? I don't think it was Durban. I think it was Cape Town. I'm going to say Cape Town.
You want a sweetie? Sweetie? You want
Scott?
a sweetie? What? Oh, sorry. I was doing the, what's his name with a sweetie? You like
Hey,
sweetie?
you get-
I think
yeah,
it's a
you-
steal. Time for a steal.
All right. So
Yeah.
that was wrong.
All right, so Scott, District 9, what South African town? Cape Town, Durban, Johannesburg, or Funky Town?
So Brian said Cape Town. right?
I'm not going to tell you what I said.
And then I'll say Johannesburg.
You are correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was one of the two biggies.
Yeah. I couldn't remember exactly either. That's why I had to reiterate it at the end. But that's
You were
why
distracting yourself.
I
You were
was.
just off there, just having fun.
That's because
and
that guy's walking around with a little alien kid going, "Sweetie, you like sweetie? Can have sweetie, sweetie." Do you remember
That
that?
one we watched for film
I
sec,
love
right? I
District
do
9
remember
as
that
well.
correctly.
Yeah, that movie's great, and I'm pissed that the District 10 sequel never happened. I'm irritated.
I am
Well-
too, because I still think that that's some of the best CGI of a movie of late that
I'd
actually
love it.
stands up really well. Like the
If,
what do I call them? The I can't remember.
Cave trolls.
If Chappie would have been better, I think we'd have a better chance of a District 10, but Chappie did not do so well.
Chappie
No.
relied too much on
No,
those
it
weird
didn't.
Swedish freaking techno
Yeah,
people.
D Deflator Mouse. What was their name? D
dirty,
Warthog. D
never take a bath ever again.com.
whatever their name was.
Their name is, yeah.
Yeah.
D. Dirkerdorf, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a D Dirkerdorf. It's like, I'm sure there's like a dozen people in the chat yelling at us right now, and that's how you
I
know
have no idea.
the chat's not up.
Yeah,
Because
we would know by now what the answer is.
Dice
Alright.
Tomato thought that the District 9 was meh.
That's because
Of course he
Dice
did,
Tomato
because that's-
thinks
that's
everything
Dice
is
Tomato.
Yeah.
That's Dice Tomato.
Yeah.
You're just
Dice
you're a
Tomato
rebel. You're
has
just a
one
rebel.
rubber stamp on his desk, and it says meh.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it says hem because he got it back upside down, but usually meh.
Prawns, thank you. Who was that? I can't even pronounce that. Honestly, just pick a name. Don't do weird stuff. Aves Ponovodson
Uh-huh.
said prawns. That's what they were called, the prawns. So
the
thank you
prawns,
very
that's right,
much.
Oh, the,
yes.
the
Yeah,
alien
thank you
guy.
very much. All right,
I
so
thought you were
Scott
just
won
calling
that.
us the name
Yeah.
of
All right, Brian, you get the last question, but
No, that was Scott stole that one, so Scott gets the last question.
oh yeah, Scott, yeah, true.
Oh, so if
All
I get
right.
this wrong and you steal it, oh no, I win either way.
No,
here.
you win either way. Yeah.
Okay.
And why is he
Win
getting
either
extra?
way.
Because he started, so he shouldn't get the last question.
Well, it's 'cause
that
I
should have
s-
been the last
It's
question.
because I stole, right? Is that why?
You girls
No,
should
because
just
there should be
have
an
a
even
cat
number of
fight
questions.
over it.
Oh,
Just-
I don't know how
just-
this works.
That's
just
all right.
cat
Give him
fight
the
over
give
it.
him the question.
Just ask the fucking question.
Leave,
You heard that? I have that
leave
right
the
here.
cannolis. Or take the cannolis. Okay, all right, 15. Who is the first man out of the Americans in The Thing that starts assimilating with John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing? Is it Palmer, Bennings, Clark, or Anina Morricone?
Oh my gosh. I don't know this. Can I get the first three again? I don't think that last one's it.
Yeah.
No, that's the composer of the awesome score who got a Raspberry nomination when it was released.
Yeah.
By the way.
That's a bummer. He's
Yeah.
also the guy who did the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The Raspberry
and-
people suck as much as the Oscars. That's an awesome
They do, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, this was a complicated one. I had to rewatch the movie. So, who first assimilated with The Thing? Was it Palmer, Bennings, or Clark?
I'll just say. I'll say Palmer. I just don't remember. Correct?
Well, it's hard to remember what the characters for their names, I think.
Right,
And I've seen it a
exactly.
million times, and I've got a crappy memory. So, I find it really hard to remember the names for the characters. No, goes to Brian.
Okay. The two left are Bennings and Clark.
Bennings
Mhm.
and Clark.
Let's say Bennings.
Correct. Brian just steals
Like
it
a,
at the end.
It was really like a
Steals it.
point
Was that,
flip.
so wait, which actor was that? Was that wasn't Wilford
Brimley?
Brimley? Was
No.
it Brimley? Wilford
Brimley lasted a long time. I don't think it was Brimley. It was
Who's Brimley? Oh, yeah,
Wilford
yeah,
Brimley,
yeah.
yeah.
Wilford Brimley. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who's Brimley? Diabetes. Anyway,
was it
hey,
Brimley? Was it Brimley that died first?
No, Bennings was played by Peter Maloney.
Okay.
all right.
He's the
Good
first
old Peter
one
Maloney.
officially for all the real thing, John Carpenter thing people that I watched on. Like I researched it because I'm like, oh, I'm not too sure. So all the people that have like really studied this film, that's their Bennings was the first to get assimilated with the thing.
I want to
Gotcha.
watch The Thing again. Is what this has taught me.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
it's
really
brilliant.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I don't know if I ever saw the remake, the recent like the remake from a couple.
I
years
didn't
back.
hate it. It was okay.
Not a
Was it
prequel.
okay?
It's no, it is a prequel.
It's a
It is a
prequel.
Oh, it is a
prequel, and
prequel.
you,
That's
Yeah.
right. It's the
Yeah,
Swedish
yeah.
team that goes there first.
Yes. Which I didn't
the
hate. I
American
didn't
team.
hate it. It was okay. It was all right.
it was okay. I agree with you, Scott. It was okay, but the trouble was when they were making the movie, they'd already done the actual in-camera effects
Yeah.
for the creatures,
Right.
and then the pen pushers and the arseholes that run studios went, nah, let's just CGI the whole thing. And
Yeah.
yet they've already filmed, they've already created these things, which, as we know, stand up so much better. And they eliminated that. But actually, I didn't mind it. I just would have got rid of, personally, I would have got rid of the American actors and I would have made it completely Nordic with subtitles. That's how I would have done it.
Oh, Nordic.
with
I thought you said
in-camera
naughty.
effects.
Oh,
Made it naughty.
naughty with subtitles. So
Oh,
nudity.
of course you think that, Brian.
I do.
With
It's really-
subtitles, like
Guilty.
Swedish subtitles
Clearly.
of "Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby."
Give me that thing.
Yeah, give me that
Oh,
thing you know so
yeah,
well.
do that
the thing.
thing.
Do
That thing is so huge.
All right, so who won? Come on.
I
who
won.
won?
Come on now,
won.
Scott did.
Look at me.
Winner, winner,
Handily.
chicken dinner.
Handily.
I won, everybody. I don't win often, so I'm going to take this one.
All right. So for
says-
2021, Scott is 1-0. Here we go.
Okay, 1-0. I will keep that as a record.
Yeah, write
And
that
the
down.
next quiz will be the end of February. And I'll think of something particularly
Cover songs
wicked that will
from-
really stump you guys, like
Cover
female
songs featured
romantic
on
comedies.
The Love Boat.
Yeah, songs on the Love Boat for Brian Ibbett. Now, you hinted at the top of this that you had some amazing announcement to make. What was that?
Oh, you're interested?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Keep
Well,
me
first of all,
sane.
the Retro Cinema that I co-host with Angry Man, we've just released a two-parter of The Princess Bride. So go and check that out at the Retro Cinema. And this year I am breaking away and I am doing my own Gidgets Fab Flicks podcast, which covers all movies of all decades and genres. And my first podcast, it'll just be me with guests. And my first guest is Ian Nathan, who we did for America's Next Top Podcaster Challenge in season 1. And he's coming on for Heat and LA Confidential. And I've possibly got this other guy called Brian Ebert.
That last name is such a tough one to pronounce. Yeah.
Ebert. Yeah, that
Ebert.
guy.
That's
He
it,
said
Ebert.
that he'll be a guest on as well. So I've just got to get his top 20 movies and
Yeah.
we're on the way.
That's-
So
that's
that's
a-
launching in March.
Yeah.
That's a tough ask, by the way, my top 20 movies. That's going to be a fun list to put together, but it's going to be agonizing.
Yeah. That's
Well,
hard
I've
to do.
had a
Give you a
couple of
top
people
3 or
send their
4.
top 40.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've had a few send their top 40, and I've had one guy send his top 60.
Nice.
So
Wow,
I've got a
okay.
lot of guests. So, I'm very excited about that. So, but thank you guys because you've helped a lot. And I've also got to record the ending for America's Next Top Podcaster. I'll be doing that tomorrow
That's right.
to send to Hammond.
Nice. Well, may Hammond smile your direction. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
See, Gidget.
All right. We are
Oh, okay.
way over time, so we're going to take
Yeah,
a
we
break
are.
and
Yep.
play a song. When we come back, my sister will be here for what will probably be a more than usual brief version of Therapy Thursday. So stick around for that. But before that, a music song selection from Brian Ibbett.
Yep, brand new album coming out February 19th from Valley Maker. This is great stuff. Got a little Coldplay, Fleet Foxes kind of feel to it. This the brand new album is called When the Day Leaves. Here's the single, the first single from it, Instrument.
Oh, shit. I screwed up. Hold on.
Oh no, that was
I got it now.
going quick because I
know.
want to get it.
No, you
get
did
through.
great. It was not you. It's my fumble finger.
It's not you, it's me. It's not it's you.
All right, here we go. Here's the break.
And the winner is the Talking Dead podcast.
No.
This is f***ing Moscow.
The Morning Stream, the show where today is tomorrow yesterday and yesterday is tomorrow today. Tomorrow.
All right, we're back, everybody. That's a great moment.
It's a really good one,
I'll
yeah.
never forget. Let me play it again just for fun.
And the winner is the Talking Dead podcast.
No.
It's Moonlight. Sorry, it's Moonlight.
Oh, man. If you
La
thought
La podcast.
are
La La
they
Land
doing that this year? What's the deal with the podcast?
I'm on their site right now. It's registration for the 2021 opens February 1st.
Okay. All right.
Beat the rush and
yeah, get in there because they don't let you in if you've already done it. So good luck. And
that's right.
Hello.
Hi, Wendy. Hey, we're like 15 minutes later than we usually are with you. How are you?
Yeah, it actually worked out really great for me. So thanks.
Oh, it did.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Blame Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, we had an Australian guest and she goes long. So, it's fine. We like it. But now we play this.
Everyone knows it's Wendy.
So here's Wendy, everybody, who normally I just, reserve my conversations for Thursdays. But lately we've had to communicate a lot more because, we got the mom stuff going on. And today I'm going over there and I'm sneaking Chick-fil-A in there for her because she hates the food.
Oh.
Yeah, for my mom. So she's recovering nicely. She's in rehab. She did not say no, no, no. And she's getting her done there. So I'm going to go visit and hang out a little bit. Apparently she can only do this for about a half an hour at a time or else she gets really sleepy. And so my sign will be when she starts to close her eyes, I'll just walk out of there. So
see ya.
Yeah, it'll be
Take
great.
the remaining
you're
waffle fries
lucky.
and go.
I know we are. It's kind of sucks because obviously if Wendy was here or it was convenient, you'd be over there all the time. But nope. I guess Oknan went over there yesterday. My Korean sister-in-law Oknan, and hung out. And mom just like completely fell asleep on her while she was over there. So
Oh, wow.
so whatever it is, what it is. But we're gonna go today, sneak some nuggets and get some nugs in there, and hopefully not get caught.
Nuggets.
They're gonna check my temperature. Hopefully they don't check Kim's purse temperature or however I'm carrying this in. I guess I'm going by myself. But we'll see.
They're like,
how
you
it goes. seem
warm and you smell like my childhood.
Yeah.
No.
What smells like waffle fries
Yeah.
and peach shake?
Oh, that sounds so good. I can't eat those anymore. Anyway, hey, it's my sister Wendy. She comes on the show as a professional therapist type person who is actually one of those and does this all the time for her real life, but comes on Thursdays and helps us with little problems here and there. You got an email this time that we're going to read, and
yeah,
it's interesting. It's perfect for what we're going to talk about, and also perfect for a year like 2021 with all of its weirdness. Let's dive right in. This is from Anonymous, who says, with the new year starting, nearly everyone in my life is talking about trying a new diet or fitness regime. Even friends that are even normally fit are trying to recover after almost a year of quarantine and lockdown. I feel the same way. I have done a lot more eating and a lot less exercising since last March. Boy, howdy, can I relate to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't know what that's like at all.
Yeah, I'm sure none of us do. Mostly, I've been doing whatever it takes to just get through this. However, thinking about dieting makes me very depressed. Over the last 20 years or so, I have tried so many diets and lifestyle programs. To name a few, I've done Weight Watchers, old and new, Whole30, Lose It, Diet Bet, Low Carb, No Processed Foods, even Richard Simmons' Food Mover, which sounds like fiber.
Sounds like a video game on Steam.
Yeah, Food Mover.
Richard Simmons' Food Mover.
Finally, he's making his big comeback in video games.
Oh,
Anyway,
no, all the food went into the furnace hole.
You better move the food. Anyway, I've joined communities where people will motivate and hold each other accountable. That's the Lose It group is pretty good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Every time has been the same. I get into the program with a lot of energy, and then I see it start to work, and then I get excited. And I do lose weight, but I've never been able to stick to any of them longer than about 6 months. I slide back into old eating habits, and before I know it, I've gained back all the weight and stopped even trying. I just don't have the discipline to stick with any of the plans that I've tried before, but now I'm thinking about it constantly because all around me, on Facebook, at work, on the podcast I listen to, etc., everyone is doing something to try to control their weight or be healthier. Is it even worth trying again? Is there any plan that won't fail at? Is there any plan that I won't fail at? Do I just need to keep trying until I find the right one? Is there something wrong with me that I need to fix before trying again? Sincerely, Anonymous. Oh man, I know this feeling. Like I know what I would work for me. Like I know it because I've done it before. It's just.
So back up.
Yeah.
You know it would work for you.
Yeah.
Well, if it had worked, you wouldn't have to talk about it.
Well, I know what works for if I do
Hold on,
it. I know what works.
Okay, be clear.
You know what works temporarily.
Yes,
Say that.
Yes, I know what works temporary. No, let me put it this way: if I had the willpower greater than the flea, the micro flea, I could still be doing this. How about that? Because I know it works. And in 2015, I lost like 30 pounds, and I was on the treadmill every day, and I ate less. It was as simple as that. I just was on I was 30 minutes of hard walking, some jogging, and ate less. That was it. That's it. That's all I had to do. So why can't I do it now? I don't know. I guess we're going to talk about that.
It's I think a lot of us can relate to this. And somebody even said, Brian, did you write this email? I was like, no, I could have. The only difference is that I'm still on Weight Watchers. I haven't left it. But
so real quick, so both of you, you relate to this. You talk in particular ways. Everyone you know also talks this way for the most part, right?
Yeah.
I mean, which is, Scott, word for word what you just said, which is, I know what I'm supposed to do if I could only, and this emailer boiled it down to something a little more sinister. Maybe that's not the right word, but which is something wrong with me? Right?
Right.
So you just said it in a different word, which is, if I had more willpower than a flea. So that means something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
You don't have enough willpower, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if, I'm going to blow your minds here, guys. Ready?
okay.
What if literally everyone is wrong? And I don't mean
Something's
this.
wrong with everyone.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is wrong about the core premise, right?
You sound like me yesterday when I was saying, what if money isn't even real? After that GameSpot stuff.
I know. And that's where I'm hesitant to say any of this because that's how it feels. Because I usually can't stand anything like that. Well, it's just conspiratorial or it's
Sure.
I know something doctors don't want you to know, right? It's nothing like that. It's that having and someone from another country listening, please back me up on this. If you are an American, you are living in a system that is meant to make you fat. It's true. So, for example, I mean, you may know this about a lot of countries in Africa, why they are eons ahead of us in time using cell phones. It's because of the infrastructure that couldn't handle power lines and the phone systems there, right? So
they didn't have all that copper in the ground already, and they didn't have above ground wiring, like all the stuff they didn't have. Yeah,
they're using a different alternative or a technology, which in the end we all ended up using in the end, right?
Right.
But that's because the infrastructure wasn't there in the first place, like it is here. And another thing that's here, which this is related, which is roads. I mean, we are a car-centric country.
Oh yeah.
And so our moving around is, like when you go to the grocery store, Scott, do you try to find the furthest parking spot? Is that natural to you?
Well, now it is.
How far can you walk?
Now we do the whole we're outside, come put it in our trunk deal. But you're right.
So you move even less.
Yeah. So even less. Yeah. Like that's the thing with the pandemic here is we were already kind of weird with that stuff, and now we're like, bring the groceries to my car for an extra $2 or whatever we're doing.
Right. Okay. So what I'm getting at is like when the individual who does all the things they think they're supposed to do and have tried things that they've felt successful in, and again, I mean, obviously I'm all about real steps, and so this is going to sound like an advertisement for it, but it really is my philosophy, and that is, there is no design if you live in an American city, or especially outside of an American city, because sometimes inside a city you have more chances to move.
Yeah,
you have to for transportation reasons. But there's no city designed for your well-being unless there's some little cool enclave someone's designed and built that does that. I mean, I even think, Scott, your neighborhood in theory was supposed to create more of this, right?
It's supposed to, yeah, because they've got,
how many cars? Can I even park in front of your house? No.
See, that's the problem.
Right?
They're they were trying to discourage that what you're describing because of the way they designed the roads. There's like, lots of cut in, cut out of the same road. It's supposed to also apparently make it so people are more mindful when they're driving and they're not like swerving and stuff like that. But instead what we have is people who have 2-car garages but fill their garage with other crap, and now their 2 cars are out in the front, and 2 of them are in front of my house right now because the guy has no other place to put his cars. Like that kind of stuff is stupid. I hate it.
Right, because the whole, you can't just design a community that then is surrounded by a car-centric world, right? Like it's hard to, you'd have to really just find all the hippies and put them in there, and it's not going to work. Anyway, so the point is like, so when we look at ourself as the source of the problem, and we don't look at the system in which we are in, we're going to miss so much of what it's really about. But this is how it translates. If I can't do it, and it seems like everyone on Instagram can do it, then I must be broken. And so if we ask anybody, and I don't want to discourage your Weight Watcher journey here, Brian, so I apologize.
No, it's all right.
But if you ask, so Brian, are you finding success with it right now?
I do if I follow it 100%. Like when I was following it, losing weight, hand over fist, and even when I wasn't exercising, then I added exercising. And I thought, well, that gives me carte blanche to maybe have a little piece of cheese on my toast or do this or do that. And so I absolutely know that Weight Watchers isn't the problem. The problem is definitely me.
Okay. Yeah. So Weight Watchers, don't no one quote me, is the problem.
What?
Okay, all of the solutions are the problem, in the sense that the number one, you look at the studies that are the overview of all the studies that are ever done, right? The epistemological studies. They show that the number one correlation for weight gain is having dieted, which is like awful, right? So the thing we're told is the solution is actually the thing that really ensures that you'll gain weight back, or you'll gain more weight. So that's very common, right? I mean, you've both experienced this. You lose weight, then when you gain it back, do you gain more?
No, I've gained some of it back, but not wasn't where I was at 2 Novembers ago.
Yeah, I did the same. Like I made some fundamental changes, like sugars out of my diet. I eat less carbs, and so I lost some weight and stayed there. But I know I could lose more. I just know I could.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting at. The focus of all of this right now is we are taking one measurement of health, which is how much you weigh when you get on a scale, and deciding that means you're good or bad, healthy or not. And it's not. Right?
Yeah. Can't be.
You guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's the metric that you use for losing weight, but it's not the metrics for all life success, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys know any skinny fat people? Do you know what that is?
Is that like Christian Bale?
Popeye?
It's like Christian Bale when he lost all that all that weight for The Machinist, and then turned around and gained a bunch of weight for Batman, and then lost a ton for something else, and then gained 80 pounds to play Cheney, like that kind of thing? Or do you mean like...
No, that sounds like torture.
It does sound like torture.
Josh Gad, is that skinny fat, or Wayne Knight from Seinfeld?
Okay, so when you measure your body fat percentage, right? Yeah. So they drop you in one of those water tubs, or there's other ways to do it that aren't quite as efficient as that. But you can find someone who looks perfectly acceptable as the skinny human that everyone thinks they're supposed to be, right? And they'll have more body fat than somebody next to them that doesn't look like the super skinny model type. And someone might even consider overweight. So weight and BMI, which are they're metrics. It's not to say they're not metrics. They're just not accurate to describe someone's well-being or health, right? But again, my point is this, is like, I'm picking like little nuances of the weight loss world and trying to point out that they're a piece of it, but what does each of these pieces do to your brain? So I'm going to put you on the spot for a second, Scott. Okay. How good do you feel about your body? Just give me a 10 being like, I feel great. And I don't have to waste much time thinking about it because it feels great and I'm happy with it. 0 being, I feel awful and I think about how crappy it is, or I feel a lot, kind of. Not only how you feel about it, but like how much of your time goes into thinking about it.
I have an answer for this. I really believe in this number. I think I'm at a 5. That's where I feel. I feel right dead center in the middle, because there's days where I'm like, I feel pretty good for for a guy who, and usually when I'm not feeling good about it, it's usually purely, I guess that's always mental, right? Because your brain is the thing that determines how you feel about anything.
Right.
But it's kind of dumb to say, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's not like I'm surprising myself. I look myself in the mirror and go, oh man, what a manly man this man is. Like, I'm not doing that ever. So I think somewhere in the middle there, like a 5, bonk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Brian, I want to ask you because you're not my brother, but but I want both of you to answer this. When was the first time, age-wise, that you thought about your weight or your physique or that it wasn't good enough, it didn't match the norm, like you became critical of it or aware that you were critical of it? Do you guys know how old you were then? Because that always precedes dieting.
It was 1998 or 1999. We went to Houston, and we drove down to Houston with Tristan and went to Stewart's Beach, and we're out there playing. Tristan's getting seashells. I brought out the camcorder at that point because it was before I had a phone that could take video, and then I looked back and saw video of me in my swim trunks. I'm thinking, holy crap, what happened to me?
But see here, I think I know where Wendy's getting at with this. It just occurred to me. Okay, so just yesterday I saw a photo of me and our brother Matt just making faces and being dorks. Mm-hmm. And I remember the day I took that photo and put it up on Twitter and Facebook. I remember saying, ugh, look at me. I look old and fat. Like, oh, well, I'll just put this photo up. I remember that distinct emotion that day. I looked at that photo yesterday, just going through some old photos. I looked great. Like, I looked great. I looked 30 pounds lighter. I had, I don't know. I just looked better. I looked younger. I don't know what I was thinking back then. But now that I think about it, it has always been like this. When I was young, when I was a kid, I was too skinny and I couldn't stay. If we played shirts and skins in basketball, I had to be shirts or I was gone. I couldn't take my shirt off because I knew I looked like a spaghetti monster underneath. Like that way. But now I look at photos like the dad took when we were all kids. I looked fine. I look like a normal freaking 11, 12-year-old. Not a problem. And my entire life I've done this. So like, I remember in 2015 thinking I looked bad. I look at photos of me from 2015. That's maybe the best I've ever looked. So what the frick is wrong with our brains?
Mm-hmm. Well, and the reason I asked, so Brian wasn't until 1998 that he was even aware of his body. So good job, Brian. But it's that's a healthy response in the sense of that's not been the center of your life. It's not taken up all your brain power, I assume, right? Mm-hmm. And then as you age and you do feel different in your body does change because there is a developmental cycle. You're not born and then old and nothing changes in between, right? There's stuff. And so you start to be more aware. So that's on the pretty normal range. Now, so then what do? You do the thing that everyone around you has you do, which is you diet or you exercise more or you do whatever, right? But no one ever stops and goes, Brian, I think we should spend some time like working on some grieving the loss of sort of your younger years and thinking about right now and your needs, your emotional state. Like that's not what anyone's talking about. They're like, all right, try this diet. It's amazing. All you eat is leeks and raisins and you're going to love it. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously Weight Watchers is a much more healthy version of a diet plan, but that idea of like, it's never about the actual brain, Scott, like you're talking about your emotional life or your brain. So you, Scott, were too skinny. So that you were what we would call skinny fat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe now I don't know, but maybe you weren't super healthy while you were super skinny. And that's the problem is it's not about health. It's about how I'm perceived, how I feel in my own skin, how the world looks at me, et cetera. That makes this hyper focus on weight, size, et cetera, and not on the brain. Well, it's because, I mean, who modeled anything to you?
Right.
Your parents? What was the dieting, fen in the 1980s? Like, it's not been good for a while, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So very few really healthy models in our own lives, maybe, and definitely not advertising to us. I mean, dieting is a $2 billion industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are fed over and over what we should think about how to be healthy. Then when we do it, maybe we're successful for a little while, then we can't. So now we think we suck and we don't have willpower, and ever shall that cycle spin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Scott, let's take you.
Take me.
When did you think you were fat? When did that become I'm too skinny to I'm too fat?
At about 26 and forward, I have always felt like the tables had turned. There was a moment where I went from I am way too skinny and I hate that I'm this skinny and I can't gain weight. And that was the modus operandi for most of my life up until about 25, 26, when I got what at the time seemed like the enormous, but what I just got a little bit of like dad fat. No big deal. Like it wasn't, I look back now, it's so stupid, but at the time it seemed like a big deal. And since then and forward, I've always felt like, ugh, I'm this weird combo of like tall and fat. And then that's never really quite left. Like even at my skinniest, I would still be like, do I look like I got a little paunch here? Like, oh my gosh, look at this. And then, and again, in retrospect and looking at photos and stuff, I don't see it. It's just not there. But at the time it was. Like, if anything, it's helped me understand how somebody with like a like serious body image issues, which maybe
eating
I
disorders
have,
even.
but I think I understand it. I understand it more when people look in a mirror and they see something different than what everyone else sees. I get it. Like I do quite literally see something very different than I see. But then sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised. Like I felt like a monster at our first TMS meetup in Vegas in 2018 because I'd really put on some weight that year. And just thought the whole time, I don't want to know what I look like or whatever. And then we get all these pictures back that TVZ Gone in the chat room took. I look great. That's some of my favorite pictures of me and Brian hanging out. They were great. So I don't know why at the time in a mirror I see something different than I see later. It's like my art. I do the same thing. I draw something and I can't stand it until like a year later. I'm like, it was pretty good. I do the same thing. So I don't know if that's even tied.
So everyone in the chat room, raise your hand if you can relate to Scott, that no matter where you're at, you're not happy with your body at the moment.
We're going to see a ton of raised hands when the stream
some raising
catches
hands.
up.
There it is. Yes.
And if you are Brian, raise your other hand if you can relate to Brian, that it was sort of like not top of mind your whole life and then became something that you.
So far they haven't heard you quite yet because of the delay. Now they'll be hearing you, but lots of raised hands on the Scott side.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't know where it's going to change. If they're going to do two hands up or what they're going to do.
Maybe they're feeling both.
I guess Dice Tomato used his other hand, so maybe that's the one.
Yeah. Well done, Dice Tomato. Good job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good job. Anyway. So that's my point is we're going to find the vast majority of us. Definitely one of those two categories. You get old enough, you're eventually in the Brian camp. And then a lot of people. And there's a reason I'm bringing up the sort of lifespan issue around this is that there are parts of us that will come online when we are shamed about food as young children, or when we learn to cope with stress with food as young children, or the food we're being fed is very sugary and salty and hits all the dopamine receptors in a way that just makes us feel better, right? And so it depends on developmentally when we start having different experiences with food, with shame, with our body. So very, very often for women developmentally, it happens around 11 and 12 when we start to hit puberty, and our bodies are changing and then they're being noticed. And suddenly we go from carefree kid running around to sex objects. And it's, it's a little dramatic, but it's not untrue. And suddenly how I look or perceive, so we start to have mental things that happen in order to help us as we develop, right? Or as we grow. And so it's to protect us from some creeper. We have a part of us that will then wear lots of baggy clothes, or somebody telling us anything that's unkind about our body. Maybe we wouldn't hear it at a certain developmental stage, but we do when we're more self-conscious, middle schoolers or something, right? So now we have all of these things around our body, how we feel, how we live our life in our body, that are mental. And they've come online to protect us as we've grown up, and they don't go away as adults. So that's how, Scott, you can be too skinny at one stage and then think you're too big at another stage. And really, all of those different times, looking, backwards, you can go, oh, see, I was fine. And it's because it was never about your size. It's still not about your size. It is about these sort of factors that come into play. So this is what's hard, is I'm going to speak for the emailer here, that you're hearing people talk about dieting. They're on the podcast and on your TV and on your whatever in January going, all right, everyone, buckle in. Let's get off sugar and dry January and like all these health strategies, because we're gluttonous. So, up through December, the whole world was gluttonous since last March. Like we've all been comfort eating for a long time, and we jump right back into the behaviors that biologically are actually kind of dangerous for our weight. So that's going back to, and I can send you links to some of the studies that show just dieting is the number one precursor for weight gain, which is supposed to be the thing that's helping you with it. So it's not that. Weight Watchers is a great example of something where you just eat a little less of the stuff you already like, and your body goes, oh, cool. I don't need that many calories. Thanks. And like, it will respond and find a nice set weight, for the most part. Right. But then why can't I just eat that amount the rest of my life? What is actually happening? Well, some of it is the design of your world, right? You never move because it's not built in the design, and every around you is something sugary and salt and high in cholesterol or something that's in front of you. So it's hard. We run out of willpower. But we never stop and go, okay, how did I get here? Why do I think the way I think? And what can I do about some of these things? To me, that's the real diet plan. It's mental. The one that actually works. The other just messes with our metabolism and messes with our body. Like, take, for example, eating significantly less calories than you normally do in order to lose weight. You are signaling to your brain that there's a scarce year in your farm and you are maybe not going to make it through winter. So after losing so much weight, it will also start to crave more. You're literally telling your whole system you're starving. So it will crave more. It will then eventually you'll run out of willpower because it's a finite resource, and you will eat more and you will gain all that weight back. So if we're denying how biology actually works by dieting, making it so much worse, and then we're not tackling any of the mental stuff.
Right. Man,
so
this is right.
All that to be said,
yeah, we're
all doing it wrong and we all don't know it. That's what's so hard.
Well,
not only
that, but it's like you said, it's a $2 billion, probably more than that, dollar industry. Yeah. I'm guessing it's a lot more than that, but that means that people are looking for simple answers that you can just throw a little money at and then walk away fixed. And why do we freaking do that? Why is that a thing? Why can't we just go, well, the hard thing to do, which is the correct thing to do, is this, and then we do. Well,
let's try something right now. I mean, you're right on, but let's do something experiential really quick. Okay, so I want both of you to close your eyes.
Closed.
I'm not looking at you, so I can't tell. Are you on screen?
I swear. Yeah,
okay, your eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. Okay, close your eyes. And everyone else can do this too. When you close your eyes, when you take a big breath. And then I want you to use your mind's eye, that little third eye in the middle of your forehead. And I want you to scan your body till you get to your stomach.
Oh, and I just want you to... What if I started there? Is that a problem?
No, that's fine. Just, You're in your stomach. And I just want you to take a second and see if you're hungry.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Well, you do the fast thing where you haven't eaten yet today.
Yeah,
right?
I don't eat till 11, so I am hungry.
Okay, so you're really hungry right now. So I want you to describe the hunger.
I want. I mean, I have a name for it. I mean, I want a chicken sandwich.
Right.
Like I literally, that's what I want. So I'll name it.
Because we were talking about chicken sandwiches. We were talking about Chick-fil-A, and you've been thinking about a chicken sandwich.
Sneaking chicken into mom made me think about chicken sandwiches. Give it a name.
Yeah, give it a rating.
Oh,
10's the hungriest you've ever been your whole life. You're dying, literally dying.
Okay.
To 0 being it's Thanksgiving Day.
I'm at a 5 again. I'm in the middle somewhere.
Okay.
That's not a cop-out. I really just feel average about it.
So you're hungry. So what does your body need?
Food.
I know it's craving a chicken sandwich. Does it need a chicken sandwich?
No. It could
What
need
does it need?
It probably needs protein.
Okay.
And it thinks it needs carbs.
Probably needs some water. Do you need some water?
Probably some water, sure. I could go for some water. Yeah.
So right now, you just tuned into your hunger cues. You are already hungry. Great. You know your body needs some food. And then you just take a second and check into what it actually needs. And then go feed it that. Now, here's the hard part is once you start eating, and you can't eat too fast because our brains don't let us know we're full until 20 minutes after eating.
Right.
So if you eat 1,000 calories in 20 minutes, you have absolutely bypassed the system that then will tell you you're good.
That you could have stopped at 600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So that's why you got to eat undistracted and be present and slow, a little slower, right? And then just pay attention to how you're feeling. Am I feeling a little full? Do I want a little more? And half the time it's like mouth taste. Like you just want like something to taste in your mouth. Not necessarily it's about your hunger.
Yeah.
And so go get something to make your mouth taste good. But the 1,000 calories going by unconsciously is 1,000 calories in one sitting that you don't feel good from. So the idea is that we're so out of tune with what our body actually needs and how it feels that any diet, any plan, any someone else telling you what to do will always backfire eventually because you have not tuned into what your body feels or needs. Because it's kind of like you're asking someone to, you're asking all these people to operate their system based on this plan. And then it doesn't take into account any of these individual factors, right? So where I'm getting this from, and this is a great book if anyone's interested in, it's called Intuitive Eating. And it really is about eating whatever you want, whenever you want. But you first have to know what you want and how you feel and if you're actually hungry or not, right? So that whole thing of like, am I bored? Oh, yeah, I'm bored. Oh, I guess I don't need to eat a chicken sandwich because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? I'm bored and I feel like eating my chicken sandwich. That is healthier than just eating your chicken sandwich. It's not about the sandwich.
Right.
It's about you. And so when going back to this developmental thing, when a kid has had the bond broken between am I hungry or not when they're 5 years old because they're constantly stuffed with snacks. They don't ever gain that awareness. They don't even know what it feels like. One time I had a friend say to me, couldn't get pizza and we were at a big thing and she was hungry and she goes, I think this might be the first time I've been hungry in 5 years. Like, what? And it's because she just makes sure she's always eating. So she has disconnected from that cue. So are you out of tune with your cues? I'm assuming everybody is, right?
Yeah.
And so part of the recovery process is to get back in tune with your cues. So the book Intuitive Eating is awesome. There's lots of stuff on this. It's getting bigger now because I think there's kind of a rebound effect of like, none of this is working. Right? So what is it? And it's this connection of our minds and the stories our minds tell us, the challenges that have been created through our development in relationship to food, our histories with food. That's one piece of it. The other piece is that we're just disconnected to what our body feels, needs, wants. It is meant to move. It is meant to have food as fuel. It's meant to eat slow because there was never a whole meal handed to us historically. We can get food now in a way that's insane. And so we have a system that is basically set against us, and we have to figure out how to sort of use our internal selves to change it.
Yeah. And this is right out of your Real Steps thing. Like this
It is all we do.
yeah, it's the nutrition.
And I'm going to speak. Yeah. I'm going to speak for the Real Steps community because we're now a community. Anyway, I just love that. I think it's so cute. I just never thought I'd have one and say that out loud. So I'm very proud of them. But
you all think I'm the only one that makes fart noises in conversation. I just want to point out my sister just did it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's
I've
fine.
gotten so much better over the years.
They
but
think
it
it's
just
me.
came out.
They think it's just me, but I'm telling you, there's something in our genes. Anyway, go ahead.
I know it's true. And is that for them, they have come to this place where it's really hard for them to hear anyone talk about dieting. Like it's almost repelling. You're just like, no, you guys, no, you're going to only make your situation worse. So I've started a cult is what I'm saying. No, it really is this like a shift in your relationship with your body and food. And then it doesn't have to be so dominant. It doesn't have to be every January. You're able to quiet down those parts of you or those voices that are shaming you and telling you you're awful. And you can just like really enjoy your chocolate. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing because when you just enjoy your food because you are connected to how you feel and you're taking enough time and being present with it, you can eat whatever you want. You'll still eat much, much less. Mm-hmm. So you can say, oh, isn't that a diet? No, it's your body getting what it needs and your mind being free from like the baggage that it carries. So yeah. So obviously I sound like a cult leader. Anyway, you guys should join. It's super fun.
Yeah, get over there. Realsteps.org, by the way, if we haven't said the address enough today, because we haven't. I think we just now did. So go check that out. It's realsteps.org, and that's the program. I mean, this is the stuff they're talking about. And I should probably take it.
We're never going to weigh you. You're not even allowed to have a scale in this. It's hard work though. I'll tell you, people are like, whoo, okay, I got to dig into my inner child. This is rough.
Now,
what I'd like to do is eat my chicken sandwich.
Just don't burn your scales because that's a environmentally poor choice. It'll burn
don't do
plastics
that.
and metal.
Don't do that.
Send
just hide them. They slide under your bed really easily.
There you go.
It starts Monday and we've got a new round coming and it's exciting. I'm really excited for the new stuff coming down the pipe. So thanks for letting me secretly advertise it for the last 40 minutes.
Very nice. I like it. Yeah, that's what this all was, by the way. We're being upfront about it. We're being very transparent.
Service, yeah.
Well done.
And
Wendy.
I want Weight Watchers to work for you, Brian. But I want you to tell me in a year and a half that it worked for you. And it stayed working and you never stopped. That's what I want to hear.
You never rubber banded. Yeah, right.
Never rubber banded. And then I will change my mind about diets, maybe.
All right.
All right.
Me and Oprah, we'll tell you.
You and Oprah.
Brian's going to upset the entire apple cart. I cannot wait to see how this goes. There you go. That's it for today. Wendy, any message you want me to take to Mom today while I'm over there?
Yeah, tell her hi. I need to figure out how to call her and not have her be asleep or something. So
yeah, I was supposed to go today at 2, but now I got to do it later because they've been really cranking through her therapy stuff, her physical therapy stuff, and that's good. But it's like, I think it's a lot. She had like 6 people in a row the other day doing different things. One was speech, one was movement, mobility stuff where she had to walk around, and then one was just like limb stuff. So it's just like nonstop. So I'm not surprised she's pooped.
Yeah.
Or that she wants chicken nuggets, but I'm gonna hook her up today. She'll be good.
There you go.
So Scott, I want to give you a challenge. I want you to get yourself a chicken sandwich.
Okay.
I want everyone.
Challenge accepted.
So whatever everyone's craving today, I want you to get it.
Okay.
Get that item.
Yeah.
And then do 3 things. 1, before you eat it, write down how hungry you are on a scale of 0 to 10. Intuitive eating, you can Google it, and there's like a hunger scale you can find that can just kind of give you a way to measure, like, I'm having cramps, I'm so hungry, or I'm not hungry at all, or whatever, right? So just gauge your hunger level, and then hold that sandwich in your hand and just take your time, slowly, really enjoy eating it. And just eat it slowly. Make sure it takes at least 20 minutes to eat the thing.
Yeah.
Can I just take a
whatever it is,
write my number on the wrapper of the Burrito Supreme?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
But you got to eat it slowly, 20 minutes,
Okay.
and like really taste it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm
really
gonna be in the
like
car
it.
that long.
Yeah, you got to really appreciate it. And here's the thing: if you do that with everything you crave, you'll be astounded at that. You'll start to taste it and think it doesn't taste good, or you'll love it. So it's all about like treating yourself well, right? Eat something you actually love instead of crave something you don't actually really enjoy. So just try it. Slow her down. Write out your hunger first, and then eat it slowly, and then see how you feel.
Okay, I'm doing that today. I'm doing it.
All right, enjoy, and then give mom some chicken nuggets. That's great.
Yeah, give mom some nuggets. Damn straight. I mean, but look, when you're 82, you can go ahead and just keep all your bad habits, but
whatever
we have
you
no
want.
excuse.
Yeah,
we have
free
no
pass.
excuse. Free pass for 82-year-olds with brain surgery. You guys can do what you want to do.
Do that.
Wendy, always a pleasure. Realsteps.org. Go check it out. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a fantastic week.
All right. You too. Bye.
See you, Wendy.
Now.
So don't just go, sausage. Go,
sausage. Let's see how long it sounds to you today. You want to see?
Okay. All right.
All right. So Brian's pretty sure this gets longer every time. Whoops. Sauce. If I could spell sausage, we'd have it. All right, here we go.
Sausage.
It's amazing. It's absolutely the weirdest psychological. Because I know.
Yeah.
I'm like Joey Pants in The Matrix. I know that this is the same audio clip we've been playing ever since we first got it, but my mind is telling me that it's getting longer and longer every single time.
It's like that. Do you know how there were a bunch of I think Vine maybe did it first, but I saw some TikToks that did it. There's this musical tone that even when you loop it, so it's the same exact thing looped, it sounds in your brain like it's always going up. Have you heard that before?
Oh, really? No, I haven't
I
seen
wish
that.
I could find that because we could play it right here. But that's what basically you're experiencing. It's like our brains are so weird. It's Green Needle and Brainstorm. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yanni and Lauren.
What is that one called? Chat room? Layered audio? Is that what it is?
Claire is saying layered audio.
All right, let me see if I can find this example because it is so weird. Okay. Oh, that's also a thing people use in other stuff. So it's hard to find this.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's one. YouTube Claire Gack. Okay. Is that what this is? Claire Gack? Oh, yeah. So this is not actually going up.
Really?
Yeah, that's not okay. Let me.
Wait a minute. Really? No, that's definitely going up.
I mean, that's the point of it. Is it's okay. It's called the Shepherd tone, audio illusion formed by overlaying separate tones separated by octaves that each rise and fall depending on the nature of the Shepherd tone in question and repeat independently of one another. As a result, the sound seems to continually get higher, but it is not getting higher. That's what I'm saying.
No. Okay, no. So what's happening is it's going up an octave, but because it's three things that are layered on top of each other, it's when the loop restarts, it's seamless to where that sound is still going up.
Yeah.
Like it's still constantly going up, but you're hearing what was octave 1 starting now at octave 2. Your brain is connecting octave 1 into octave 2 going up.
Right. But the trick of it is if you do it in a short loop, like I just did, if you do it in like a 6-second loop without a break, it appears to just eternally go up. Like you never.
Right. Because I mean, you're hearing, what's a good example of this? I mean, you're basically, if you drew a bunch of lines going in a diagonal on your piece of, in Illustrator, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of repeating lines.
Yeah.
And you figured out if you drew a horizontal line, perfectly horizontal line, where the first line crosses it and cut it off right there,
right,
so that your second line starts at that point, and it's just like a seamless pattern,
right,
that you could put in there.
Same thing, it's like a visual version.
You're looking at the same lines, but it is constantly going up.
Yeah, it's like that totally
like looking at a spring. If you're looking at a spring rotating.
Oh, right. That just curl. Yeah, it goes up forever. So here's a better. They say in chat this is a better one. Hold on, let's see what this is.
Okay, looks like the same one.
Oh, this is the one I heard on TikTok. Okay, I'm now looping it.
Yeah.
But it still feels like it's going higher.
Like you're hearing, your brain is following the one, the prominent one that's going up.
Yep.
Even though about halfway through that, the lower one started again. The bottom of the screw caught in.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy though?
That is crazy. Yeah.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. I love that stuff. Anyway, thanks, chat, for digging those up.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be it for the show, everybody. Nice long one today. But that's okay. We had a great time. Patreon.com/TMS is where you can show how much you loved this extra long one. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Head over there and chuck us some change at patreon.com/TMS and keep this show alive. It is how the lights stay on. And if you'd like them to be on and get all the extra benefits you get from it, then that's how you do it. That's patreon.com.
That's how the end sausage gets made.
That's right. Frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. Brian, we should probably play a song here at the end of the show. Oh, a reminder, tomorrow, TMS PM, 3:30 Mountain, so be here for that. And we'll have the film sack over the weekend. There will be an instance tomorrow.
Yeah, Coverville today. Neil Diamond, Alicia Keys, and Phil Collins.
Fantastic.
But when you put all three of those together in covers, it's like, oh, these totally go together because all the bands that are covering them are kind of all in the same rock.
America. What's your give me your favorite? What's your favorite?
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, yeah.
Forever in Blue Jeans, I think.
Forever in Blue.
Money talks.
That's so good.
It don't say this and it can't walk.
Something. I don't know how the rest goes.
Yeah,
but I like it too.
I like that one.
All right, that's it. Play song.
Play song now. This one goes out to I Am Sci-Fi. Ian wrote in and said, "Hey there, Satchel and Bucket. It's Ian, that I Am Sci-Fi fella. Now that 2020 is finally over, I get to celebrate 2021 by getting another year older and officially entering my late 30s. 37? Don't do me wrong. Rather than go old school and feel older, I figure I'd request a cover that may connect with the youths. Any cover of The Weeknd," he spelled it out, Weekend with like 3 E's, you happen to have, probably autocorrect, would work with me, especially as the birthday falls on a Thursday this year. Love the Pumbaa, though. P.S. Let's test the ship's phasers.
Oh, okay. Can do.
Let's test the ship's phasers.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So any cover of The Weeknd, I was starting with a cover of I Can't Feel My Face When I'm With You because I do really like that song. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, oh no, last year on the most recent Triple J Like a Version album, there was a great cover of Blinding Lights by The Naked and Famous. This thing is awesome. Blinding Lights, originally by The Weeknd, covered here by The Naked and Famous for Triple J.
See you guys next Monday, unless you're a patron. In that case, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
All right. Well, bye.
Oh.
Bye.
I think that was an old clip of a listener or something from ages ago. Let's see.
That's awesome.
2011. Hold on, let me see.
All right. Well, bye.
Yeah, I think that was a listener.
That's great.
What if they're still